Drug-seeking woman kicked off a city bus for disrupting and disturbing passengers. Screaming for narcotics non-stop. You found an empty Percocet bottle.
What are you doing? Why did you call it? She's been uncooperative and combative since we picked her up. Let her go.
Stop fighting. Calm the fuck down or I'm calling the cops.
Please, I said homework working. Please, I have sickle. Okay, stop. Everybody stop. Stop!
What's your name?
It's Joyce. It's Joyce.
Joyce, is this your sickle cell pain?
Yes.
10 milligrams of IV morphine.
You really want 10?
Yes, repeat it in 5 minutes if needed. And she needs a dilaudid drip. This is a vaso-occlusive crisis. I'm so sorry this happened. You're gonna be okay now. You're safe here. Come on. You're gonna be safe here. I promise. Just breathe. Okay?
Sickle cell disease is an inherited blood disorder where red blood cells are abnormal and they're shaped like a sickle rather than just like a regular disc like they should. Now these sickle-shaped cells are rigid and sticky, and they can block blood flow, leading to various complications like pain, anemia, and infections. Says a quick Google search. It goes on further though, listing other facts like what causes sickle cell, what exactly sickle cell is, the symptoms, just like all of that. But guess what, y'all? We're here now to talk about it. So let's dive into Google real quick and see what this sickness is talking about, okay? Cool? You ready? Let's go. What up though? It's your homie, the one and the only Breon the Brainiac. And y'all, new shirt alert. Hold on, I need you to catch this drip. But we're here today to talk about sickle cell. Now, want to know a surprising fact, y'all? My daughter, Robin, she was born carrying the sickle cell trait. Like, it's crazy. You feel me? It's crazy. But man, I had Robin, and then the next thing I know, doctors are asking me like, if I have the sickle cell trait, does sickle cell show in my family history, blah, 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 blah. And honestly, if I'm being real with y'all, I didn't have an answer. Like, other than me just knowing that I don't suffer, like, from sickle cell. But, if I'm being honest, like, that's enough. You know, honestly, that's enough about my little kooky life or whatever. It's getting too personal. Let's talk about what sickle cell is. Sickle cell disease is a group of inherited blood disorders that affect the hemoglobin. Now, a gene mutation impacts the hemoglobin molecule, causing your red blood cells to become misshapen and, like I said earlier, just rigid and sticky and resembling sickles or like little crescent moons or whatever. Now, these sickle cells can't move or bend easily, potentially blocking blood flow to different organs in your body. Yeah. Symptoms usually appear in early childhood, and they just vary in their own severity. Now, let's talk about what causes sickle cell. Well, I read this where it says that sickle cell anemia is caused by a change in the gene that tells the body to make hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the iron-rich compound in the blood cells that, usually allows these cells to carry oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body, But, the hemoglobin, that's associated with sickle cell anemia, it causes red blood cells to become, like I said, rigid, sticky, and misshapen. Just like I said, the mini crescent moon type thing. Now, for a child to have sickle cell anemia, both of the parents must carry one copy of the sickle cell gene, and they have to pass both copies to the child. So it's you got 1, 2, you're gonna come out with 3, But if only one parent passes the sickle cell gene to the child, that child will have the sickle cell trait. Not sickle cell the disease, but just the trait. Now, with one typical hemoglobin gene and one sickle cell gene, people with the sickle cell trait make both like typical hemoglobin blood cells, and they also make sickle cell hemoglobin blood cells, okay? Now, their blood might contain some sickle cells, but they generally don't have symptoms. They're carriers of the disease, you know, so that means they can pass the gene on to their children, but that's if they meet somebody else that also has the sickle cell trait, you know? The math gotta math for it to work. But now, sickle cell can come with like complications, like a possible stroke, acute chest pain, a vascular necrosis, pulmonary hypertension, organ damage, splenic sequestration, blindness, leg ulcers, gallstones, parasitism, and troubles with pregnancy. So yeah, but that's a lot. My prayers really go to those that are out there suffering and everything from the sickle cell. But like, even looking at the symptoms though, y'all, it's heart aching to like sit here and just read that it says some symptoms of sickle cell anemia usually appear around 6 months of age. So it's the little babies, and they vary from person to person and may change over time. Now, symptoms can include like anemia, episodes of pain, swelling of hands and feet, frequent infections, delayed growth or puberty, and even vision problems. Like, what? That's crazy. That is so tragic. That's crazy. Wow. But well, that was a lot, y'all. Like I said before, prayers up for those with the illness for real. But I think that's enough for today. So, like, I'll just go ahead. I'll wrap this up here because I don't think my little bitty heart can take too much more of this. But I did enjoy our time together today, honestly. And thanks for helping me get a little closer to monetization with your view. I'm glad you watched this. Yeah. It's just one step at a time, you guys. One step at a time. But nonetheless, you guys, please remember to stay safe, stay clean, and remember that Breon loves you. Bye. I'll see you next episode. Mwah.